New Year's Eve, that annual jamboree where the world pretends to hit the reset button, as if the stroke of midnight were a cosmic eraser capable of wiping away the smudges of the past 12 months. Fireworks explode like the egos of wannabe fitness fanatics, and we all raise a glass to the shiny new selves we'll become. But let's be honest, shall we? In the grand tradition of human folly, New Year's resolutions are about as useful as a chocolate teapot. They melt under the slightest heat of reality, leaving us with nothing but a sticky mess and a vague sense of disappointment. Resolutions are pointless because people, bless our stubborn souls, never really change.
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering? If the answer is yes, then you're ready for Captain Freedom's workout.
Consider the typical resolution, the vow to shed those extra pounds acquired during the previous year. One pictures the resolute soul signing up to a gym membership and buying an Under Armour costume, charging into January like a medieval knight battling the dragon of belly fat. Yet by February, the treadmill gathers dust and the protein shakes grow old in the fridge, while the siren call of Greggs and KFC proves irresistible. Why? Because change demands more than a calendar flip. It requires a seismic shift in the tectonic plates of habit. And habits are not easy to break. Take the smoker who solemnly bins the last pack and vows to reclaim his lungs, only to be found 3 days later furtively lighting up a cigarette at the first sign of stress. The earnest simp who swears this year he'll stop funneling his wages into OnlyFans subscriptions, promising himself a life of dignity and savings, yet finds his thumb hovering over the tip button the moment a familiar pair of eyes bats at him from behind a paywall. The drunkard and weed enthusiast who watches a few motivational videos and endures precisely 4 days of clarity before the old familiar itch sends him reaching for the bottle and the weed grinder at 2 a.m. These aren't mere lapses. They are a lot more than that. They are solemn testaments to the unyielding architecture of how we are. Flawed creatures, with habits that are stubbornly permanent as the dirty kitchen sink you swore you'd finally tackle tonight, still brimming with last week's plates and coffee mugs, impervious to every fresh squirt of fairy liquid we slather upon it. But why would you listen to a bitter old man like me, with the accumulated skepticism of decades, when you could heed a digital Svengali like Andrew Tate, bronzed, Bugatti driving and bellowing from the screen with the absolute conviction of a man who has not only escaped the Matrix, but is willing to sell you the escape plan for a monthly fee? People like Tate and his imitators need people seeking drastic change and reinvention. They promise to rewire our very souls with a few stern words and a private jet in the background. They say that if you pay them, then you'll transmute from slug to Superman. All you have to do is rise at 4 a.m, gym pump your cowardice away, slap a few women, monk mode your distractions, and behold the new you, forged in the furnace of relentless consistency.
Hi, have I got a gift for you?
Andrew Tate is nothing more than this decade's version of Cher, selling her fitness VHS tapes. I say, after 5 decades on this planet, that humans are like old vinyl records, scratched, warped, and forever skipping back to the chorus we know best. We don't change, no matter what motivation we purchase. Most people 3 weeks in find themselves deep in the same rabbit hole, exactly where they originally started. These habit loop evangelists preach change, but the atoms of our character prove stubbornly change resistant. I've seen it in friends, I've seen it in people I hate, and I've seen it in the mirror. The grand declaration of transformation, whether delivered in a Bugatti or a bedsit, is but a puff of smoke, vanishing as quickly as last night's tube of Pringles. People never change, because genuine change implies a betrayal of the comfortable familiarity we've built our lives upon. We're not caterpillars turning into butterflies, patiently dissolving in the chrysalis of self-improvement. We're more like old men in the same corner of the Wetherspoons, nursing the same pint of lager, holding the same grievances. Even as the bar staff change, the prices rise, and the jukebox moves on to songs we no longer recognise. The motivational merchants sell metamorphosis, but what they're really offering is a temporary costume change, flashy, expensive, and ultimately discarded when reality and bad habits call us home. However, I have seen people change. I have seen the addict who finds sobriety. I have seen the cynic who embraces kindness. I have seen the bum who gets up and finds a job. But here's the oxymoron. We are always the same person even when we do change. That core spark, that unalterable essence, that soul within us, remains, still shining the same way, but never truly dimmed or reshaped. So I say, spare the resolutions. Embrace the same unchanging you, fireworks and all. Happy New Year.